Welcome to the Kindergarten Introduction to Coding Preparation module. This module is meant to give an overview of the 10 lessons in the Kindergarten Intro to Coding student module and give you opportunities to experience challenges that your students will complete. This is the last module in the kindergarten coding sequence. Whereas the prior two modules were partially unplugged or off computers, this module gives students coding time on computers in each lesson. By this point, students should be more comfortable with logging on to computers and sequencing commands for their Pixelbots. In this module, Pixelbot is traveling to different environments, such as a polar tundra, rainforest, or tropical island. As Pixelbot travels, they pick up new tools to add to their toolbox, which will be recapped by the teacher in each lesson. To reflect students' coding skills, they will receive items like a paintbrush or magnifying glass. Let's talk briefly about the structure of the module before diving into sample challenges. This module generally follows a read, write, debug structure. We find that this gradual release of responsibility sets students up for success. First, they will read and act out code that has already been written for them, revealing the outcome of the sequence as they do so. Next, they will be prompted to write their own code to paint a grid that looks like the goal. Finally, they will debug or remove errors from a sequence of code that has already been written. Let's take a look at a reading challenge. This is from Lesson 1. As you can see, there's code on the right, which we will need to act out using these buttons underneath the grid. To help the students keep track of their steps, I like to tell them to click the line of code, which highlights it, and then act it out. Let's try. I'll click on line 1, which says up, and then press up. I'll do the same for line 2 and 3. Now I'll finally click on line 4 and click on this paint button. As you can see, there's a black square next to the paintbrush, but if I wanted to paint a different color, I could click here to change it, and then I would have to click on the paintbrush to actually paint. Let's press check. If students get lost, they can always click this red button to go back one step at a time. Alright, let's look at a writing challenge now. This is from Lesson 3. As you can see, there's no code on the right because we have to code it ourselves. We need to reach this pixel and paint it black. Let's start coding. With kindergarten, I always say that students should write just one line of code and then press play. If not, they may add several lines and become confused as to how to fix it. So let's do just that. I can click on these buttons in the middle here and my sequence of code will show up on the right in order from top to bottom. First, I'll press up and check that it's correct by pressing play. Now I'll add write and press play. Now finally, I'll click on the paint button and press play. This looks correct because my grid looks like the goal grid. Alright, lastly, let's take a look at a debugging challenge. This is from Lesson 6. Now take a look up here at the change limit. We add these in because we want students to fix the code in as few changes as possible. Often, students will delete the entire sequence of code and try to rewrite it. As you can see, this exceeds the change limit. When students do so, they should reset using this button at the top and try again. To debug, students must use this button, the stepper button. This plays the code one line at a time while highlighting it with a yellow line. Let's try it out. After each step, we'll ask ourselves, is there a bug yet? Line 1. Is there a bug yet? No, I want to move to the left. Line 2. Is there a bug yet? Yes. I don't want to paint here. If I do, my grid won't look like the goal grid. My bug is highlighted, so I will delete this line of extra code. I do this by hovering over the line of code and deleting it using the trash can. Let's play again. That's it for Kindergarten Module 3 Intro to Coding. After this video, we'll show you some of the activities that students will complete on Pixelbots. Make sure to review each one to prepare for the module. Good luck!